Now recording.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Tim. How are you?
Not so bad. How are you?
I am A-okay.
I
I'm
say
looking
not so
forward to
bad.
that.
I'm in a little bit of pain. I've definitely pulled something in my groin building a new desk today.
What you and Payne get up to is completely between you, and I don't want to know.
Oh, it hurts, bro.
Stop swearing, Tim. This is a family podcast.
Is it?
Yes. That's why we censor. That's the real reason. We tell people because it's good for Spotify. The real reason is that we're a family podcast.
We're upholding Christian family values
Yes.
on which we used to rely.
Um,
Looky, there's a podcast.
I know. Oh, when you said on which we used to rely, I was thinking, I know where this is going, but where is it going? How's it's bank holiday weekend, Tim? How has your weekend been?
Good. We got very drunk yesterday. We went out day drinking.
Nice.
Went out for a bottomless brunch, followed by electric darts, followed by going to this underground bar. And then we went back to ask for more drinks, and it was very good. I woke up very late today and then built and rearranged our office. We're waiting on one more desk to arrive. That'll be here on Tuesday. So
Are they different desks?
No, the same desk. Just for some reason, one was delivered by DHL and one was delivered by DPD. We told DPD to delay it to Tuesday, thinking it would get both, only to come home yesterday and find a DHL slip.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you order it from the same place?
Same place, Amazon.
Why have they sent two different couriers?
I'm assuming that it's to do with like one desk being in one depot and one desk being in another, but that's speculation.
Well, you said they're the same desk.
They are the same desk.
Oh, I'm so confused.
Yeah, you and me both.
I don't get it, Tim.
I don't know. Ordered two of the same desk. One arrived.
One didn't.
One's going to be here on Tuesday.
Hmm. Well, that's good.
This is fun
And
and exciting.
how do you feel today, Tim? As in hungover?
Oh, no, fine. Yeah, absolutely fine. I did the smart boy thing of drinking plenty of water before going to sleep.
That was very clever of you. Well done.
Smart boy hours.
Well, if you didn't learn anything from this day, drink lots of water when you drink and you don't get a hangover.
You'll pee out the alcohol in the night.
Whilst in bed.
Yeah, it's efficient.
It's warming and you don't get a hangover.
Yeah. You're welcome,
Yeah.
winter drunks.
I was going to ask you something, Tim, but I can't remember. Do you want to jump into the episode?
Yeah, we'll jump in.
This episode of the Game Club podcast contains spoilers, ? For Lethal Company.
Great asset.
Welcome to your first day on the job. This is your very own autopilot ship, where you will eat and sleep for the duration of your contract. Make yourself at home. To complete the onboarding process, you will want to check the instruction manual and sign into your ship's computer terminal. We trust you will be a great asset to the company. Great asset to the company. Great asset to the company.
Hello, welcome back to the Game Club Pod. I am one of your hosts, Joey Fitzgerald. I am joined by the speedy Tim Fitzgerald. How are you feeling?
Sluggish today.
Oh,
Quite the opposite.
No. Oh, no.
I know.
I was thinking, Tim, just to date this episode, we are recording on the 5th of the 5th, right?
Mm-hmm.
And tomorrow, our episode on I'm on Observation Duty comes out.
Yes.
And I'm on Observation Duty has one of the worst soundtracks I've ever heard. It's got 1 minute 30 is the whole soundtrack, and it sounds like someone very drunk playing the keyboard. Whereas Lethal Company, banger of a soundtrack.
Great asset.
And the shop theme.
That one.
Yeah. It's just all good all round.
Do you know what one you're going to pick for the intro music?
The great asset, of course.
Yeah.
And we'll have just heard it, of course. You should already know this because we just heard it.
Yeah, you're right. Does that mean you're going to be putting the shop theme for the intro?
No, the great asset is the intro.
No, like the underlaying intro music.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
I could do that. I normally, huh?
Won't get grating.
No. Or I'll just use your voice doing the shop theme. Ooh, you got very close to the mic.
That one.
I'll layer the two.
Yeah, it's perfect harmonies.
Tim, before we get into the episode, I do have a question for you.
Hit me with it.
Lethal Company is a great game in its vanilla mode. Spoiler for the episode. But something that elevates the game is mods. Tim, what's the best mod for any game that you've used?
Oh, I mean, there's some amazing stuff for the Elder Scrolls series. Like, have you seen Project Pew for Skyrim?
No.
Project Pew for Skyrim is a mod, and all it does is replace the bow sounds with the developer going, pew.
I can imagine that would get very annoying very quickly.
It's very funny when there's a volley of arrows happening, and all you hear is like, pew, 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 pew.
Well, I don't know what's happening with your mic, but every now and then I lose you.
Oh, really?
I can imagine how the pews sounded.
Oh, okay.
It's only when you went higher pitched I lost you, but I'll layer lots of your pews.
Oh, there you go. That's a very good one. Some of the most iconic mods. I mean, near enough everything in Tabletop Simulator. That game lives and dies on mods.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, the voice mod in Among Us as well is fantastic. I don't know if I'd put it up there with like the
voice mod in Among Us.
Do you know it?
No.
So it's a proximity voice mod.
Oh yes, I do know. I don't know if I'd class that as a mod. Because you have to invite a bot into the game rather than mod it.
I thought you had to use mods for that one.
No, sir.
Ah, well. Okay, well, there's that one. A Project M for Smash Brawl, make it more like Melee. Yes, please, thank you.
Is that a real mod, or is that just you being wishful?
No, it's a real mod. Project M is pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, what about you?
So I think my favourite mods are either ones that do quality of life updates in the background, so anything in Fallout, basically, or ones that make the game ludicrous. So Skyrim is the best example.
Yeah.
Where you replace the dragons with Macho Man Randy Savage, and instead of roaring, they go, oh yeah. Or where you replace it with Thomas the Tank Engine, and he just peeps like a big train in the sky.
It's beautiful.
It is. Tim, can you just step your mic back a little bit?
I'm experimenting with a new mic layout, audience.
It's very bold of you to think I'm going to leave that in. I mean, I am now.
Now we are, yeah. There's a reason for it. Is that good?
Beautiful. You sound buttery smooth. Cool. Those are some good mods, Tim.
Good mods.
Any other mods?
I mean, Gary's mod.
Can I tell you, I think my favourite mod recently is for Lethal Company, and we will come on to it. It's the Skinwalkers mod.
Oh, Skinwalkers is a great mod.
We'll talk about it in the episode. So, Lethal Company, Tim.
Yep, hit me with it.
Lethal Company is a co-op survival horror game that was released in, I did have it here, on the 9th of October 2023. So it's not even a year old, Tim.
That's one of our more relevant things we've done.
I don't know. It's
no the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, but it's pretty relevant at the time of recording. Yeah, 2 days. That's a really good turnaround.
But also, this isn't so. Tim, the game was developed by a single developer.
Yes.
Called Zerkers, who was someone who originally worked on Roblox.
Really?
Yes. And they said they wanted to make and release a game within 6 months. So they made Lethal Company. It's available on PC. It has 10 out of 10 on Steam, apparently. I don't know how they work that out with the ratings reviews, but 10 out of 10. It was the winner of the Better with Friends award at the Steam Awards and the Stream Game of the Year at the 2024 at the Streamer Awards. It was also nominated for a BAFTA in gaming.
That's a pretty incredible achievement for 6 months' work.
Yeah, which it unfortunately didn't win, but yeah, it was nominated. There is a mobile version, but we're not going to talk about it because it's not rated very well.
I didn't know that exists. Is that an official mobile version?
Yeah, it's on Google Play Stores. Lethal Company Horror Mobile.
I'm going to look it up right now. You carry on with the accolades and stuff.
That was it for the accolades. So, I think the problem with the mobile one is it's riddled with adverts.
Is it? Okay.
So,
I've got Mortal Company. Oh no, hang on. Here it is. Lethal Company Horror Mobile.
yeah, it's not made by the same person. It's not made by Zerkers. It's made by someone called Snipro Games, and their games. Are you ready for this, Tim?
I'm ready.
They have Mercedes SLS Driving Simulator, Ford Mustang GT Driving Simulator, Rolls-Royce Driving Simulator, Range Rover Driving Simulator, Nissan GTR Driving Simulator. Can you see where I'm going with this?
I'm seeing a pattern form.
All of their games are exactly the same, except for they have a different skin of the car you're driving. Like every single one. There's all of them, and then Lethal Company is in the middle of it.
Weird.
I have no idea what's going on there. Tim, Lethal Company. What's your what are your thoughts on it?
Lethal Company is a very funny game. It's definitely one to play with friends. Don't go in alone, and don't go in with randoms. I don't remember if you can play with randoms or not.
You can.
You can. Definitely play this with like 3 other friends. Like, sit down and make an evening of it because it is a super fun roguelikey like salvager simulator.
Yeah.
With things that are like horrible monsters beyond comprehension that are trying to kill you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's exceptionally funny. I can remember reading a comment on TikTok, because TikTok is how I first heard about this game, saying Lethal Company isn't a game, it's a slapstick comedy.
I mean, that is accurate.
It's super accurate. And yeah, there's some people that have like really gotten down the strategies, like how to beat the coil head enemy and how to beat the slime enemy, and they really metagame the thing. But I think it's a lot more fun if you go in like really underexperienced.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely a sweet spot in fun, at least in my opinion, on this game with not knowing how everything works, but having a kind of idea how things work.
Yeah, I completely agree. Any further thoughts?
Mods are fun on it. We briefly touched on the Skinwalker mod.
We will come back to mods when I talk about the story, so don't you worry, Tim. We'll talk all about those modifications.
Also, I'm a big fan of implied lore. This game has a lot of really strange implied lore, and I'm really kind of here for it.
Yeah, I wonder how much they're gonna like actually say in the future.
I don't know they're going to say anything. Just like they'll probably like drop little breadcrumbs of hints, but they'll probably just let the audience, work it out.
I hope that they do it that way. It's so much more fun than it do. But I completely agree. Lethal Company is a bit like someone got drunk and wrote down loads of ideas for a game and threw them at a wall, and they just work together. So, like Tim said, get a couple of friends. I don't think you need a full lobby of 4.
No,
I think you need minimum of 2. It's fun with a friend. It's better with the more people you have in there. To the level cap, which is 4, but it's not very fun on your own. And I really like the, in air quotes, variety of levels, because they're actually just procedurally generated corridors and rooms, right?
Yeah.
But it's everywhere you go is a labyrinth. And so should I just jump into the story?
Okay.
So you are a great asset to the company, the very ambiguously named company, who have given you a ship and given you spacesuits and giving you a terminal on the computer of the ship, where you basically say what planet you want to land on. And the point is that you go to the planet and you salvage scrap. And the scrap can come in lots of different forms. all with differing values. And the point is to load your ship up with scrap and then get the hell out of there before all the monsters kill you and your ship flies away without you.
Yeah.
The story of the game, Tim spoke about implied lore. So you have 3 days on between needing to drop the scrap off back at the company. And then when you get back to the company, the way that you drop it off is just a hole in the wall, and you ding a bell, and then a big hook takes it in and gives you the value of what it's worth. And the implied lore is that the company is just a big monster, a giant world-eating monster, and to hold it back from destroying every planet in the galaxy, you are feeding it scrap so that it's not hungry.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
There's a couple of like entries that you can find in the computer, and sometimes you'll find files in the levels to plug into your computer, which give you more and more details specifically about the ship that you're on's previous crew.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the full lore of it, but the long and short of it is that like individual party members from the previous runners of the ship were being picked off one by one until one of them started like asking questions about the company, like banging on the walls and, you know, just doing all sorts of stuff to kind of like dig at answers, and then all of a sudden the file's cut off. But if you go underneath the point where you drop off the scrap each time, so there is a drill underneath the company where you drop off the scrap, and it just has the words "Don't Tell" written on the side, and it's got a couple of slots for nuclear cores. Now you currently can't interact with it, but I think you will probably be able to at some point in the future. I'm just looking at the drill itself on Google Images here, and it does have a cable coming out the box, the back of it, to a box just with the word battery written on it.
Spooky.
Very spooky.
So the way it works, like I said, you choose a moon or a planet, and you land on that planet, and you use the shop, so you can use the money that you made from scrap to buy and upgrade your equipment. So you can get like walkie-talkies, flashlights, jetpacks, things like that, shovels, so you can bonk things with them. And you have to find the entrance to the dungeon. So the dungeon, the space between the ship and the dungeon itself aren't procedurally generated at all. They are always the same. So the second that you enter the dungeon, you're kind of in this procedurally generated world. And the longer you're there, the more variety and the more number of enemies appear. So there are a couple of standard enemies that you can encounter in the dungeons. There's the Hoarder Bug, who we love.
We love them. They just want to strike deals.
They want to strike deals, and the deal is you give them scrap and they don't kill you.
What a deal.
What a deal. There's crawlers, which are like big half monsters with the front half of them existing with a big old mouth, and they crawl towards you and they can eat you very easily.
Yes.
There is coil heads. Now, the coil heads are very similar to weeping angels in Doctor Who. If you look at them, they freeze and they can't move. But if you look away, they move very quickly and can kill you in one hit. Very spooky. There's spiders. They're just big spiders, right?
Yep.
I can't remember what the ones are called that hang down from the ceiling.
They're like the barnacle things from Half-Life.
They basically jump and latch onto your head, and if you're by yourself or your team don't have shovels to whack it with, you die. But they're pretty weak if you can hit them, so that's how they balance out. There's Brackens. Now, the Bracken is like, he's also known as Flower Man, and he stalks you and he follows your party around. And if you look at him and look away, he'll scuttle back into the darkness. But if you stare at him for too long, boy howdy, he's going to eat your head. But you need to keep turning around and looking at him really quickly and then looking away for him to scuttle away. And then there is Mimics, or they're also called Puppets, which is, they look like crewmates. Have you ever come across these?
I've never come across these. I'm looking over the enemies now, and I've never seen these before.
So they look like crewmates with a jester mask on. And the point is,
these are the new things. Like the player has to put on the mask initially, right?
yeah, well, no, they do spawn just without you having to do that. But the mask is an item you can find on the map, and if you hold it in your hand for too long, it puts it on you, and you become this enemy. But from far away, these jesters are pretty indistinguishable from players, and it makes it very hard to know what you're what you're up against. Whether I'm waiting for Tim to come to me, or whether it's a monster a little bit further away, ready to kill me.
Yeah. By the way, the thing that you were looking for with the ceiling is called a snare lizard.
Snare lizard.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I have just found a picture of another enemy called a spore lizard, and I really like it, so I'm going to send it to Joey. Look at his little face. He looks like he's ready to go to the fun fair.
He's like a blob with another blob on top and a big old mouth.
Yeah.
He does look like he's ready to go to fun fair. That's a really good description of him.
It's great.
But I think something that's really cool about Lethal Company is it's built in Unity, so it's not an Unreal game, and the art style is very like VHS polygon heavy, right? So it looks like something that you probably find on a PlayStation 2, or even a PlayStation.
It almost feels like found footage. The game.
Yeah. I think that's a good way of saying it. But as a result, it looks really cool. It's going to age really well, and you can run it on a potato.
It's very low, very very low requirements.
Yeah, it's I like it a lot for that. Something that's really important for you to know is if I'm on a map and Tim is on a map, you can't be one of these games that you play in Discord. You have to use voice in game because they have proximity voice chat, like Tim was saying with Among Us. So if we're in the same room and we're talking, Tim's going to hear me crystal clear. But if he starts to walk away, he gets quieter and quieter and quieter and quieter.
It's always, always, always funny to not hear anyone for quite a while and then just hear your friends scream from some corridor several rooms away.
Yeah, it's really good. So, Tim, highlights. We played vanilla for a while, and then we played with mods. Think back to when we played vanilla. Is there any highlights? What's your favorite thing about the vanilla game?
I mean, like I say, learning the monsters, I think is the super fun thing, because I can remember the first time I encountered a coil head, like when one was targeting me. I didn't know what to do. Because the moment you leave a room, the moment you break eyesight with it, it will just run at Mach 10 at you, and it's kind of horrific because you're just like, how do I leave the building with this thing? Because you can't open doors from behind you.
Yeah.
So you need to find a way to break this thing's line of sight or trap it somewhere. But I didn't know that at the time. So I'm just stuck dealing with this thing that won't leave me alone. It was great.
Sounds like me.
Yeah.
You're stuck dealing with me. I won't leave you alone. Nice. That's a very good one. I really like that. The first few times I played this, I thought, oh, I'm in the dungeon. This is the danger zone. And then you leave the dungeon, and boy, howdy, there's other monsters out there, Tim.
Yeah, like the eyeless dogs. Sometimes it's just hornets. Sometimes electric bees.
Giants.
Yeah, that's always a good one.
But my favorite one is the dogs that Tim mentioned. So the eyeless dogs are enemies that they spawn after a certain time. So you have from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. in game to get in, get your stuff and leave. The dogs spawn after 3 p.m. And if you're quiet and you don't make any noise in the game, either with your microphone or with your character, you're going to be all right. But if you make any noise, you're not going to be okay.
No, that thing will kill you immediately.
Yeah, and I just think it's really funny that, like, you're never told this. You have to work it out. Yeah, I just enjoy it. Enjoy it.
I'm just on the list of enemies, and I've just seen there's one that I've never seen before. I don't know if it was part of a recent update, but it's called the Butler.
No, I don't know if I've seen it. It must be recent.
So the butler is and I'm going to read the description here, a wide humanoid creature with black hair and a gelatinous-looking face. They shuffle from room to room, holding a broom which they use to clean the surrounding area. When provoked, they will take out a knife and attempt to stab the player. And then when they die, they explode, releasing hornets.
Are they the electric hornets that are outside?
No, these are called mask hornets, and they are immune to all damage.
Wow, that sounds just horrifying.
Just peachy.
Yeah, it's good. There is another one that I missed called the Nutcracker, and it looks
He's
like
part
a
of the Christmas
nutcracker.
update.
Oh, is he gone now?
I think he's not there right now.
Oh. Well, this is what's quite fun about Lethal Company is they just patch in and out monsters.
Yeah.
So you're never quite sure what you're going to get. But the Nutcracker was a Nutcracker that followed you around with a shotgun.
You could kill it and take the shotgun too. Because that's the thing, the creatures aren't all indestructible like a lot of horror games. A lot of the time, you can actually kill them.
Yeah. I think that there are some. So the Coilhead, for example, you can't kill, right?
Not to my knowledge, no.
But the crawlers, you definitely can. So if all of you carry shovels, you can just surround it and just bonk it to death.
Start wailing on him.
So we mentioned mods, Tim.
Yeah.
We mentioned Skinwalkers. Now, Skinwalkers, in my opinion, elevates this game from a quirky comedy co-op survival horror to a full-on horror game.
Yeah.
So Skinwalkers, the modder who made it realized that the game saves your voice files locally when you talk using your mic in game. And once your game's over, it deletes them. So what it does is it will take snippets of what you've said and it'll play it back to the people that you're playing with. So Tim could be dead and therefore not able to speak to me, but I could hear Tim going, I'm just going down this corridor. And I'd be like,
oh, I found something.
Yeah. Oh, I found something. Oh, there's loot over here. Oh, this place is safe. And it actually emanates from one of the enemies. Now, there was some speculation as to which one, but it can actually be any of the enemies.
Really?
Yeah. So, in theory, a bracken could be around the corner and it could play Tim's voice going, oh, can you come with me this way? There's some loot down here. And I go and I get my head ripped off.
Yeah.
Because it came from an enemy. And it adds such a level of fear to the game.
Well, it makes you second guess everything. I know there was a while there was a similar Skinwalker mod, but instead of adding a voicing, you just added a person.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but it would look like, one of your dead teammates.
There are a couple of other good mods for this. So, like every multiplayer game at the moment, there are emotes.
Yeah.
And Tim and I had great fun making our characters throw it back.
Yep. Twerking, dabbing, hitting the griddy. all sorts.
Yeah, that's what's important in a video game these days.
It's hitting the griddy.
Yeah, if you can't hit the griddy, it's not going to win you a streamer award.
No.
There is Brutal Company, which we did for a while, but it made the game too hard for us.
There's one called Enemies Everywhere, I think it is.
Yeah.
Where normally the enemies are restricted to either being indoors or outdoors. They don't generally leave or enter the building. Not with this mod. They can be anywhere that you want.
Yeah. It's basically there to you up.
I once saw a clip of the Enemies Everywhere mod where this guy was being chased by 3 coil heads outside.
That's
brutal.
Good. That is good. And then you can do things like if there's more than 4 of you and you want to play, you can get the bigger lobbies mod, and you could, in theory, play with 36 people, which sounds like hell to me. But
it does.
Some people did it.
Can you imagine that with the Skinwalker mod?
Oh my god, that'd be horrific.
That'd be awful.
It would be awful. Tim, can we talk about the music?
Yeah, we briefly touched on it at the start of the episode.
Everybody's heard the great asset to the company. Why is that such a good song?
It's just catchy. I think there's a lot of things that happen in certainly modern gaming. You look at Helldivers, for example, where there's a real sense of camaraderie in the community, and people really getting into the role of being a Helldiver or being a member of the company.
Not being a Helldiver anymore.
Not being a Helldiver at the minute, no, sir. Sorry, 70 countries.
It's not our country. It's not important.
Brilliant.
Brexit means Brexit and all that.
Oh yeah, of course. No, I think what it is there's a real sense of camaraderie and almost role playing within the community, and I'm finding that a lot these days.
Yeah.
With these multiplayer games, and I think Lethal Company is one of the earlier ones to do it in recent memories.
Yeah, honestly, I think that Lethal Company is probably, if you only had the bits where you had no monsters, it would be really boring. Yeah. But I think those 10-second snippets where you're being chased or something steals your friend while you're halfway through talking to them, or, I don't know, you get a dog jumps onto the ship and you lock yourself in with it by accident. I think anything in the game that's TikTokable has made this game massive and very fun to play and emulate what other people have done.
Yeah. I mean, I mentioned at the beginning, this game is slapstick comedy. It's very short and in your face, brain rot humor, because like you'll be talking to a friend of yours or whatever, and then you'll turn around and you'll turn back and you'll see a bracken just dragging him out of the room by his skull.
Well, you just hear like a click, and it sounds like someone's trodden on a stick. But what that actually is your friend's neck breaking as he's being dragged away by a bracken.
Yeah, it's great. And you don't even know if he's there or not. And sometimes you might just find a room that looks really nice, but instead that's actually a bracken room, and now he's going to spawn and kill you.
Yeah. Tim, any other thoughts?
I mean, just to go back to the music for a second, the reason I think the great asset thing got really, really popular is people getting just into the spirit of being an employee of the company.
Yeah.
That's about the point I was trying to make in a very roundabout way.
The role play element.
That's it. Give it a go. I mean, I don't know how much it is in the Steam sales, or even if it's on sale. I could quickly go and check.
I've got it here. It is currently £8.50 full price.
Worth it.
$10.
That is absolutely worth it. It's even more worth it if you can get it on sale.
I think it's been as low as like £3, $5. Yeah. It's not a big game. It's less than a gig in size.
It's also, I think it's going to be one of these games that spawns a little subgenre. So I'm not going to say, oh, it's going to be like Dark Souls, but you know how Dark Souls made the Souls-like genre like popular.
So you're saying this is the Dark Souls of comedy horror?
Oh yes, absolutely. Taylor Swift.
That's a quote.
It's the Taylor Swift's new album of video games.
Touch me while your bros play Lethal Company.
No, but like if you consider if you look at, I'm looking up on my Steam library here and I'm seeing that I've got content warning installed.
Yeah.
That's very similar in nature. Different skew, because obviously content warning, you're trying to be YouTubers going into like horrible abandoned underground buildings.
But if you pick up content warning and you don't think, well, this is like Lethal Company, I think you're probably missing a trick.
Yeah. Equally, if you are playing content warning and have never played Lethal Company, go play Lethal Company. You'll probably like it.
You will like it.
Yeah.
You will. I think that's a very good point. I think it also seems like, well, I mean, I know the developer is an experienced developer, but Unity is not the most user-friendly engine to build something in. They built and put this out in 6 months, and I think it'll spawn a kind of quick progression of building a video game to market that could be good and could be bad. So be interesting to see either way.
Should be very, very interesting to watch. Should we get to scores?
Yes. Tim, we're going to start with you.
Well, I am going to give this game probably a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
The reason I'm landing on that is because on your own or with randoms, it's like a 5 out of 10 experience. If that. But I think with friends, like especially if you're planning on playing late into the night, it can get to like 9 out of 10 levels of comedy.
Yeah.
And so I think 7.5 seems about fair.
And I recommend?
Absolutely. With
Nice.
friends, again.
Yeah, I agree. I echo everything you're saying. I actually think it's an 8 out of 10. For me, I put 20 hours in with a couple of different groups of people. Not had a good experience with Lethal Company. I do think I echo what you said when you say, "I'll go in fresh and don't look up all the lore and the enemies and how to beat stuff. Just go in and play it." But a definite recommend.
Absolutely.
So that leaves us with
I didn't write down the scores.
7.75, Tim.
Thank you. Were you on the score sheet?
No, I can just do
basic maths.
But not basic English, apparently, because I forgot the word for maths. So.
Right. Yep, so that's 7.75 out of 10.
Nice. Tim, we're recording this out of order. So we've already done the episode that's coming out next time, but it's your episode. What are we going to be playing?
We're going to be doing... well, hang on, let me ask the audience. Do you guys like crossovers and collaborations? How many do you want at the same time? All of them? Sounds good. We're going to be playing Among Us with about 11 people all at the same time and then doing a round table.
Yeah, good. I enjoyed that episode a lot.
It was fun. I'm really excited for the edit to come out when I fucking get to it, but there's 135 gig of audio to work with.
Well, we don't often do episodes out of order. I don't know why we ended up doing Among Us so early compared to this one.
I think it was just when everyone was free.
Maybe. But yeah, it was a really good episode. And it's made me want to play Among Us again. Spoilers for next time's episode. I mean, actually, maybe it made me want to play it again. Maybe it was terrible. Who knows?
Seamless. Very, very subtle.
And I'm leaving all that in. But in the meantime, I will be playing Lethal Company again in the near future because it was dead good.
Dead good.
Tim, I haven't prepared a quiz. It's weird with just two of us, so I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
So no post-amble.
It would just be you barking questions at me and me not knowing the answer.
Yeah, but like me aggressively barking questions at you.
Yeah.
As it should be.
As all things should be.
As all things should be. Right. Well, on that note, Tim, let's get out of here. Anything you want to say to the audience?
You're a great, great asset, audience.
Listener, thank you for being a great, great asset to the Game Club podcast. We'll see you in 2 weeks for Among Us, and then we'll see you in 2 weeks after that when Slade returns.
Yeah. Ooh. How exciting.
Because he's a ghost or something.
Oh.
All right, love you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for being a great, great asset to the video. Fucking hell, I keep forgetting
Jesus
our own
Christ.
name.
Try again.
Thank you for being a great, great asset to the video. My God, it's the wrong name again.
This is staying in, right?
No, it's going after fucking hell, the music.
Are you having a stroke?
I think so. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've got the F1 on the other screen and it's not started yet. And Jake Paul popped up, and I think I lost all my confidence having Jake Paul on.
You just started shaking and crying. The idea of him being there.
Yeah.
What circuit is it today? Is it
Miami?
Ah, okay.
Donald Trump was on the screen and then Jake Paul, and I think everything just like all logic and reason fell out of my body.
It's a big old Prime advert.
But anyway, I know that's Logan Paul.
Oh, I thought they were both on it.
No, Logan and it's KSI as well. As well, you know.
As well, you know.
Have you ever seen any of Logan Paul's WWE stuff?
No, I don't care for them.
He's really fucking good at it.
I'm sure he is. But
I mean, jokes aside, he's really good at it.
I'm sure he is.
Well, good chat.
Good talk.
Do you
want to try the outro thing again?
Yeah.